Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Happy Sunday to you. Hope you're having an amazing day. I'm going to go ahead and take a look here at Solana. Got a lot of requests for that this morning, and we're going to go ahead and see kind of with these Fibonacci retracement levels what's going to happen next, and if it's worth taking entry, if it's overextended, what the case is here. So if you're new to the channel, just know I'm not a financial advisor. I love teaching people to trade. I hope you can learn something here today. If you do learn something, obviously comment below, let me know. If you want to become a better trader though, I do have a trading academy where you can teach yourself based on all the videos that I have to teach you what I know, how to become a better trader, and obviously an amazing community at your back, as well as signals that I send out. And just to give you some perspective here, just this morning I woke up to a 111, maybe round up to 112% from Ethereum after 20 days, which is fantastic, as well as BNB, 15 days, we got 80% of that guy. Again, these are all things that happened when I was sleeping this morning. So that's the beautiful thing about the automated trading through Cornix. It's a fantastic situation. Be sure to check that out. We also have a partnership with Bitget, and everyone's using that to qualify for a $10,000 prize pool monthly. Be sure you use the link in the description below to register for that if you're considering a new exchange. They're the best exchange in the world, and you do get 3 extra months free of ExpressVPN if you decide you want to register with that link also, because you will need a VPN if you want to trade with leverage, and majority of the profits that we are taking is with leverage, even though I do send out spot signals as well. Okay, so again, got questions on that, go ahead and comment below or let me know. I'll be happy to help you out. But otherwise, reference the website down below. So with Solana, the thing about we need to recognize here is that Solana's had a lot of rejection at this level here, okay, at 13.5. So basically $13.50 is a tough place for Solana. We take a look at the volume, it's pretty obvious that that is a resistance level and that there's potential for rejection. Now, again, we want to look at overextension, kind of see if this is a healthy continuation or just kind of how stuck we are in this range. But generally speaking, that's usually a fairly disadvantageous thing, right? You also got to recognize too that Bitcoin did sell off a little bit this morning. It kind of wicked up to 17,000 and got rejected pretty instantly. Okay, so that's kind of leading to this most recent pullback for a lot of alts. That being said, let's look at some of the standard stuff. We can see we're up over 50 on the RSI still. Nice, solid support. That support level is probably right here at about the 0.236 level. It's at $12.77. And just before we go much further, I'm going to go ahead and draw out a support level here, right at the same level of the previous Fibonacci, and remove that, just so we can get better perspective on what's going on with the recent time frame, because it is okay to use multiple Fibonacci retracement levels, but sometimes it can get a little convoluted, and the reason why that was beneficial is because that was a key pullback initially, and that is essentially where the price action is consolidating. It'll make more sense with smaller time frames. I'll show you in a moment. But when we take a look at the MACD, we can see we're losing a little bit of momentum, but it's not terrible. Okay, so we still have momentum to the upside. Further upside is possible. You could even argue that this is an ascending type of wedge pattern that could break out to the upside. That is more likely than not the situation here. Okay. Just keep in mind, we may be range bound between what, 1277 and 1425 for a little while, and until it breaks that range, we might see the price go sideways for some time. But I'm anticipating next week being a breakout for a lot of things. First of all, I think Bitcoin just kind of puts perspective on it. Now that Bitcoin's consolidating above a key level resistance at 16.9, we should anticipate the price to essentially hold or bounce off that level. If not, we have a second entry target right around 16.6 for our community for the most recent signal we sent out. Okay, so there's that. But furthermore, if we take a look back at Solana, what we want to kind of understand is on the 4-hour time frame, we're still above 50 on the RSI. That's a very positive sign. We can also see a convergence here potentially forming. Got a little bit of a rejection here, but it's about ready to burst. Okay, so again, when these things overlap, it's a very good sign for a long position for a swing trade. Okay, so as you can kind of tell, we've got this little handle pattern here that's trying to break out, but it got rejected solely because Bitcoin hit its 17,000, couldn't break that plane initially. Okay, I do feel like Bitcoin's going to break through that level, and we'll see a breakout from Solana. Again, a lot of other things could happen, but that's what this more so looks like. If we take a look at the moving averages, we're ascending with all three. We can see the 50-day SMA working concurrent with this ascending trend line, and you can kind of see how it's just holding its plane, right? I mean, we could actually tighten it up a little bit there as well, and kind of see there that the general consensus is the price is going to be continuing higher. Okay. That's what we're looking at. Again, trend lines, until they break, you have to expect them to continue. So for that matter, for that situation at hand, is this golden cross a foretelling sign? A lot of people would say yes. I think it's not as substantial as the daily, but it is absolutely a thing. So I do feel like we are at this point right now where there could be a significant convergence. We just need Bitcoin to kind of pull its head out of its you know what, for just a moment longer, and I think Solana will go take off. So it's got all the signs that it's ready to explode. But again, we need confirmation. And take a look at the 1 hour. Let's see if there's anything of that sort. Take a look at TD sequential. We can see we're not overextended by any stretch. This is a healthy continuation. Higher lows are nice. We can also see we are making higher highs pretty consistently. So all things here are looking fantastic. I don't see much of an overextension. There's a few of them to the downside, but they're bouncing back. So honestly, at this point, I don't see much problems. Let's see what the cloud tells us here, though, too. So we want to make sure we have that momentum, which we do. Conversion lines above the baseline. We've been above the cloud for some time now, so that should continue to maintain itself above that level. Okay. The lagging span is also free and clear price action. Just know that if we don't get a breakout in the relative near future, we could possibly see the price action get rejected and continue lower. So for lack of better terms, right now, if you have a long position open, it is telling us to leave it open. But if that lagging span intersects, you might want to consider taking some profits. That's effectively what it's telling us here at this point. So Solana's looking honestly prime for the picking. If I were to take entry, though, I would secure my entry with multiple targets. And if you've been following my channel or just part of my community, you know exactly what I mean by that. You take entry at the current level, just say 1350, and then have a secondary target closer to Fibonacci retracement level here, about 0.236, maybe at about the 1290 range. Okay, so that way if it wicks down, you get that second fill, and if it goes down to hit your stop loss, you're not hitting a stop loss at a full fill, you barely got filled with an average price down, so you're essentially losing less, but you gain more when the price comes up to hit its target. Okay, and again, you want to have tighter profit targets. Do not get crazy here with this situation, because again, a little bit goes a long way. I mean, look at that here. We're almost 5% away from the next Fibonacci retracement level. So that being said, instead of setting it at 5%, set it at 4.5, or just right there at 14 even instead of 14.25. Some little things to consider, and these are all things that add up in the long run, because the difference between good traders and bad traders isn't just patience and being very careful. It's also setting the right targets and having a good strategy in place. And you got to work on that. Those are things I like to work with on you or for you, however you want to word it. With that, you can go ahead and reference again, CryptoCache.tag is a site, link down below. So that's pretty much all we have here for you. Hope this was a good learning experience. Thank you so much for joining me here. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. You take care.